Good morning, world. Little Shane here. First, I want to apologize for not having my vlog 6 days a week like I originally promised. It's just between working out and the overtime I'm getting, I just don't always have the time. I know it's not a very good excuse, but right now, overtime money is guaranteed monies, whereas I'm not making a living off YouTube. Maybe someday, fingers crossed. But for now, I have to go where the money is, and I have to, provide for my family, yada yada yada, all that good stuff. So that's why I'm not doing it. It's not laziness. It's lack of time. When the overtime dries up, which I'm not in a hurry for it to do, I will of course be more dedicated to making my videos. Alright, well, that being said, yesterday I talked about how I will bring up what it's like to be legally blind, especially in my hometown of Fredericton. First of all, what is legally blind? Well, legally blind is when you are considered blind by law. I can't get a driver's license, I can't perform open heart surgery, I can't fly the space shuttle, all that stuff. Many doors are closed to me due to my poor eyesight. Now, what is my eyesight? Well, with these glasses on, I have 20/200. Okay, now this is the old way. There's probably half a dozen new ways to describe this, but this is what I was raised, so this is how I'm going to explain it. What that means is 20/200 means what a person with 20/20 vision can see clearly at 200 feet away. I have to be 20 feet away from it, and that's with my glasses. Without my glasses, it is very hard. Okay? Now, I have myopia and nystagmus. Okay? Myopia means involuntary movement of the eyes. Alright? And nystagmus means nearsighted. Now, what is it? What does the involuntary movement of the eyes mean? Well, after I explain my glasses, I'm going to leave my glasses off for the rest of the taping, and you'll see. And you'll see how difficult it is for me to see, because I'll have to look at some notes. And bada bing, bada boom. So, you'll notice in my glasses, I don't know if you can see them, but there's these round ports, little tiny round bubbles in my glasses. That's the only thing I see through. The rest is just there. I'm not sure what it's for, but it's there. But that's what I focus on. And put these down. And Jesus, I hope I'm facing the right direction. And what that means is, see, my eyes, I'll get a little closer here, they move on their own. I do not do this. They get all like googly eyes. I kind of look like Cookie Monster from Sesame Street when he's, chomping down his cookie and his eyes just going everywhere. So that's what I look like right now. Alright? So, it is what it is. I've been this way since birth. There's nothing we can do about it. I was born premature. They popped me in the easy bake oven, and that may have had something to do with it, and it may not have. The point is, I would have died if they didn't. So, yay life. So that's my vision in a nutshell. Some people will say, "Oh, do you wish you had 20/20 vision?" Well, of course. What kind of stupid question is that? But do I miss not having it? No. You can't miss not having something you never had. I got by. It never stopped me. I was a wrestler in high school and university. I was a martial artist. I did the stuff I could do, and I did it, fairly well. I'm not going to say I was the best at in my thing, but I did well enough. I won some matches and I lost some matches, and I had fun doing it. So that's all it was. And I also ran a martial arts school for, I was 19 when I opened it, 32 or 33 when I closed it, so a little while. Was it a huge school? No. At my peak, it'd be about 20, 25 students, and at my lowest, it was around 11. But I had a lot of fun doing it, and most of my crew who were with me had a lot of fun doing it as well. And the martial arts I taught was Kung Fu and Sambo. Those are the two. Not not usually a combo that go together, but that's what I learned. And like I said, I had a blast. And I'm now still teaching Wing Chun Kung Fu to a handful of students. And now I bet you're wondering how I did that being visually impaired. Well, how I do it is quite simple. What I do is I teach the form, okay? I get very close and I watch them do the form. But there could be little things that I'm missing. So once they've learnt the form or partly through the form, I get them to teach me what I taught them. And that helps me, kind of refine their technique. Because if they're doing the move wrong, and they're going to teach me wrong, and then I say no, not quite like that, like this, and I will admit it's probably a slower process than other martial art teachers are doing, but it's my process, it's all mine, so I'm doing it. So back off, jeez. All right, so what is it like to be visually impaired in this city? Well, apparently being visually impaired in Fredericton is the worst disability you can have. And I'm not saying physically the worst. I'm saying for support, it is one of the worst. Okay? Easter Seals, they offer this thing called Dial-A-Bus. A woman at my job suggested that I try out for Dial-A-Bus to get to and from work. During beautiful summer days, spring days, and fall days, I can take a regular bus. And the expense of that isn't too bad. It's about $2.75 a ride. I buy these little tickets. I get in and out. Yada, yada, yada. Well, more on that later. But during the winter, I take a cab because it is very dangerous. There's a lot of ice, there's slipping, there's falling, I'm big, I'm fat, there's a whole lot of things that can go wrong. And, I've hurt my ankle, my knee, my back, tripping on the ice. I hurt my back one time so bad last year, falling on the ice, that I missed work for a day. So I take a cab then. And cabs, the cab companies, they're nice, they're polite. The prices aren't so bad. I'm paying $7.50 right now. But if I was qualified for Dial-A-Bus, I would only have to pay around $3, right? Well, that is what the person who takes her Dial-A-Bus pays. Maybe I pay a little more or a little less. I'm not sure. So I called up the Dial-A-Bus thing, and what happened? I said, I'm legally blind. I want to know if it's possible for me to get Dial-A-Bus. And she goes, nope. And it's because I am not, they call it, physically disabled. I don't know. I mean, if you can't see very well and walking through the snow is dangerous and you can get hurt, I would consider that a form of physical disability. But, of course, being legally blind, I don't qualify. But the weird thing is she lied to me. She said the Fredericton CNIB offer their own form of Dial-A-Bus. Call them up. So I did. I said, okay, thank you. I thanked her because I didn't know she was filling me full of crap. And so I called up the CNIB, and the man answered, and he answered my questions. He was very polite. He said, well, no, we don't have that program here in Fredericton. Okay. And the programs they do offer in the other cities, and it's up to the transit system, it's up to the city, right, is just free bus rides. Right? You show your CNIB pass, you get on the bus for free. And a CNIB pass is just an ID. It's a photo ID that states that you are a member of the CNIB. So I said, oh, well, could she have just thought that differently? Like maybe she just made a mistake. And he said, I don't see how she could have. She's on the board. She knows everything that goes on here in Fredericton for the CNIB. And I was like, I don't like that. So I called her back. And I said, Miss, apparently you're on the CNIB board and you know darn well there is no Dial-A-Bus type program for the visually impaired here in Fredericton. So why did you tell me this? Like, you just wasted my time, so I'm calling up to waste yours. And she promptly made an excuse saying she had to go. So that was my adventure there. And that was about a year ago, when that happened. So, Dial-A-Bus. Wake up. People who are disabled are disabled. It doesn't matter, right? Now, if she was to say, Shane, we only have the funding to help the very, 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 very needy. If she had said that to me, because that could be the case, I would have said, oh, you know what? Yeah, help those in a wheelchair. Help those that are using a walker. I understand that now. But tell me. Don't just send me on a wild goose chase, right? If that's the case, if you really can't help me, because yes, I can physically walk, say so. Put it in the website. It wasn't anywhere on the website what I looked to. It just said people with physical disabilities. I consider my vision of physical disability. Okay? Most people would. So that's so there. I'm done ranting about dial-up. Let's talk about Access 2. Access 2 cards you can apply for online. There's a form to fill out. There is, some hoops to jump through. You pay $20, you get a 3-year Access 2 card. You pay $30, you get a 5-year Access 2 card. Now, what does an Access 2 card do? Well, so far it just seems to get you into a person in free to the movies. Not you, just your guide. You would pay full price. The person with you would pay, nothing to get in. Treats. You got to pay for your own treats. Now, that's not a bad program. It really isn't. But come on. All right. The problem I'm having with that is this. Years ago, when I first got my CNIB ID, that is all you needed to show to the Cineplex movie theaters and Empire movie theaters. And they would let you and your guide in for free. Okay? And then they went, we're losing too much money. Let's just only let the guide in for free. Why? You were not losing too much money. 2 seats? I guarantee you, everybody who goes to the movie theater who's legally blind got treats and snacks. That's part of the movie experience. You don't make much of a profit on selling the seats. You make your profit on your 300% markup on your popcorn and your 500% markup on your pop and your chocolate bars that cost like $6. I mean, that's where you're making your money. So Empire Theaters, Cinema Theaters, Cineplex, smarten the fuck up. Don't be so cheap. I mean, Jesus. It's 2 spaces. And, there were restrictions when I had the card. The restrictions were you couldn't go opening night, you couldn't go, maybe for a couple of days if it's a big hit movie, or even a couple of weeks. Fine. That I can accept. But come on. And why do we have to jump through all the hoops to get an Access 2 card? I already have the CNIB card. I can't see. But I have to jump through all these hoops, apply for it, and reapply for it every so often. And that's just bull. Come on. You guys know better. You guys can do better. Alright? Now, CNIB. Let's talk about you guys. You are a great program and an organization to those who need help. When I was going to university, you set me up with a computer, you set me up with a voice recorder, you set me up with this large magnifier that I put a book under, and it would slide back and forth, and it would show up on my computer screen. And I didn't have to pay a dime for it, and that is wonderful, right? When I really needed you, you were there. But the stuff you're selling on your store, man, come on. Some of it is just way expensive. Like, example, if I can pick this up here to show you. There's a keyboard here. Yeah, I got it. There we go. I just hit myself in the head, so laugh at that. See this keyboard? It's large print in yellow. I paid $15 for this on eBay. It's over double that the last time I checked on the CNIB store. That's ridiculous. Okay? That's too much. Everyone knows that people who are visually impaired, like myself, were born that way, they don't make a lot of money generally. I mean, I'm pulling in $34,000 a year. That's not a lot, right? Especially when it's just me and my wife and the kids. If it was just me and my wife, I'd be I'd be a little bit more. I'd have a bit more money, but it's not. It's I have a family, right? So that was, so I didn't buy it from the CNIB. I bought this off eBay. Other things that are on there are exceedingly expensive. Let me, excuse me here, I should have had this ready. And you see how close I got to get. Okay, so I talked about the access to. Okay. All right. Now I don't need a cane because I'm not totally blind, but the people who do are paying close to $40, $37.95 for an extendable cane. That was one of the prices. Some were lower, some were higher. I found this on eBay, exact same cane, $22 Canadian. So there's some serious prices coming in. All right, large print magnifying glasses. One of the most expensive. They have some cheaper ones. Okay, I'm just showing an example of a really expensive one. This one was $64.95. I found the exact same magnifier for $17, and it was the exact same name, brand, everything on eBay. Right? Why are these prices so high, CNIB? Right? Right? Like, why is that? I found sunglasses on there, just regular sunglasses for the visually impaired, and they vary from prices. Some of them were like $15 that just slide over my glasses. That's not so bad. But other ones, it was $68.98. Why? Is it a name brand? Because I found the same pair again on eBay, $22. So why is it like? Is this where you're getting some of your funding to help others? Is that what this is? Okay. Now, the address book, big print, $30. Unfortunately, this is where it's the same. I don't understand why an address book, a large print address book, is so much money. But I found the same one for $30 on eBay. That's just crazy, right? I'm not sure why that is. So my suggestion to people who want an address book, who are visually impaired, just get a regular, hardback notebook you can buy at the dollar store for $4, and just write big in it. Like, it's just for you anyway. Who the hell else is going to see it? Who cares? Okay? So just write big in it and don't worry about this whole need a large print address book, because it's essentially what it is. It's just a blank book. For God's sakes, here. I got this one. This one here? Yeah? I got this. $4. I'm at the dollar store. So don't go to the CNIB for that crap. Right? Now, one of the things you can't get, I could not find anywhere, is large print paper for writing and large print notepads. Like black lined large spaces. And their prices, I think, are a little high, but it is what it is. They're about $12 for the notepads, and I think $20 for a pack of paper. It's a little pricey, but it is what it is. I can't find it anywhere. I looked on Amazon. I looked on eBay. If anybody else finds it somewhere else, let me know. Okay. So, like I said, what is this about, CNIB? Is this how you get some of your funding instead of getting donated because people aren't donating enough? I don't know. I would love to know what that is about. Why are your prices so freaking high, right? Especially because you're selling it to people who are not wealthy in general, who do not have a lot of money, and sometimes have to rely on their family to help pay for these things. Right? That's not right. Yes, you offer programs to those who truly need it, and they'll get a bunch of free stuff, and that's great. And I appreciate that program. Like I said, you helped me when I needed it. You are a wonderful program. Just your prices are ridiculous. So, now that I've said something bad about the CNIB and something good, let's also talk about what the CNIB cardholders also have offering. They offer the planes, trains, and buses program, and it's a fairly good program. What it is if you show your CNIB pass or card or whatever you want to call it, when you're buying your tickets or when you're going to travel, it will help get someone who's with you, like your guide, on the plane for free. People who are traveling with you can travel for free, one person, right? So that's great. If me and my wife want to go to the Philippines, I can most likely get her on the plane for free. Now that's out of Canada. I don't know. I don't know if it would work coming back. So we'll see. I'll look further into it. But traveling around Canada, yes, you can definitely get your partner, your visually, your guide on there for free, and that is a big help. Now, Fredericton Transit. I've got a bone to pick with you guys. You guys, a lot of bus companies, a lot of transit systems offer free rides to the disabled, and I can talk about the visually impaired. Like Halifax used to, I don't know if they still do, but when I was living in Halifax for a while, when I went to Fredericton School for the Blind, I would just show my pass, my CNIB card, and they let me on. St. John did it up to 2014, and then they stopped. Why are you stopping? This is a public thing. We are disabled. We can use all the help we can get. Now, I am willing to concede that maybe we shouldn't get it 100% for free. But why not offer the disabled a year-long pass like you offer the elderly? Right? You offer the elderly just because they turn 65 a year pass for I think $90, and it's for the whole year. Why is that? Why do they get it and the people who are disabled, right, who have much of the same disabilities as a person who's elderly, right? And some of those people who are in their 65s are in great shape. They're in great shape, no vision, no hearing problems. Bam, they get this discount. What? Because they made it to 65 and didn't die yet? That doesn't seem quite fair. No offense to the elderly and the seniors. I don't want you to lose this, but why can't the city offer the same to the disabled? Why can't they say, look, you can pay $90 for a year. Oh, hell, I'll pay $100 a year. I'll pay $100 for a pass, for a year-long pass. That way the seniors are still getting more of a discount than me. All right? But why not? Why can't that be a thing? Why is it so difficult to do that? All right? If not free, like a lot of cities in the country are doing, why not give us that discount? Woo! Man! I had a lot to bitch about today, eh? But, you know what? Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. I'm not sure what tomorrow's topic is going to be like, or if I will have one tomorrow. It all depends if I have time. But, until then, take care of yourselves and each other. And thanks for listening.